You wake up every single day with a battle in your mind. The alarm rings, and before your feet even hit the floor, you already hear the whispers. They're not just whispers, they're commands. You're not ready. You're not good enough. You don't have what it takes. And it's not just in the morning, is it? It follows you throughout the day. The second you step out the door, you're reminded of your limitations. I don't have the right skills. I don't have the right connections. I can't make it work. You feel that heaviness in your chest, the weight of doubt, of fear. The voice doesn't stop. It echoes louder and louder, convincing you that you're just one step away from failure. And here's the truth, that voice is lying to you. Every single excuse, every limiting thought is a brick you're placing in your own prison. Every time you say, I can't, you lay down a foundation of self-doubt. Every time you delay, every time you hide behind I'm not ready, or it's too risky, you're locking the door of your own cell, and you built it, piece by piece. This isn't an accident. This isn't just bad luck. This is the result of the prison you've created in your own mind. Every excuse you give yourself, every reason you tell yourself why you're not capable, not worthy, is a step closer to being trapped forever in the very life you don't want. But here's the raw truth you need to hear, and it might sting. You've been playing small. You've been telling yourself these lies to stay safe, to avoid the pain of failing, to avoid the discomfort of growth. But every time you shrink back, you reinforce that prison. You lock yourself in a cycle, repeating the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. It doesn't work that way. And deep down, you know it. What if I told you that all these excuses you've been telling yourself, all these walls you've been building, none of them are real? What if I told you that these walls are paper thin, and you've been standing at the edge of your freedom the entire time, just too afraid to step forward? The prison is a lie. The limits are an illusion. You've been so conditioned to believe in your own limitations, so conditioned to see yourself as not enough, that you've built an identity based on weakness, based on fear. But that's not who you really are. The truth is, you're stronger than your excuses. You are capable of so much more than you've allowed yourself to believe. There comes a moment in every person's life when the real battle begins. Not the battle with the world around you, not the battle with your circumstances or the people who doubt you, but the battle inside, the battle between the person you've been and the person you're about to become. This is where it gets real. Because if you want to break free from that prison, if you want to step into your next level, you have to face the reality that your old self, your old identity, can't take you there. The version of you that clings to comfort, that's afraid of failing, that hides behind excuses, this version has to die. And it's not easy, but it's the only way. You have to let go of the story that says you're not ready, not worthy, not good enough. You have to dismantle the identity you've built around your past failures, your fears, and your doubts. The moment you stop identifying with your limitations is the moment you free yourself. And here's the catch. This isn't just a decision you make once and move on. It's a decision you make every single day. It's a commitment to show up, to refuse to settle, to choose a new identity, one that doesn't bend to excuses, one that doesn't shrink from the challenges ahead. The new identity starts right now. The moment you say, enough is enough. I'm done with this version of myself. I'm done hiding. I'm done waiting for the perfect time. I'm ready to step into who I was always meant to be. This is the reset. It's not about having the perfect conditions. It's not about waiting until everything falls into place. It's about the decision to rise above the excuses and the fears that have held you back for so long. The decision to believe that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you have everything inside you to create the life you desire. It all starts with shifting your identity. Right now, in this very moment, you have the power to step into the next version of yourself, the version that doesn't make excuses, the version that doesn't play small, the version that is ready to take massive action. The question is, will you take it? Will you make the decision to become who you were always meant to be? Your current beliefs, your current identity have kept you where you are, but that's about to change. No more excuses, no more playing small. You're about to rewrite the story you've been telling yourself for years, because here's the truth you need to know. You don't need permission. You don't need more time. You don't need more resources. You just need to decide. Decide that you are no longer going to live as the person who holds themselves back. Decide that you are stepping into your power. This is your moment of breakthrough, and it's not a one-time thing. It's a new way of living, a new standard for who you are. The old you, gone. The new you, born in this moment. Every excuse is now a relic of your past. Every wall, every brick, every fear that once held you back, it's already crumbling. It's time to rise. The new version of you. They don't make excuses. They don't hesitate. They act. They move with conviction. They operate from a place of certainty. This is the moment you decide to step into that identity. And as you move forward, know this, you don't need anyone else to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself. Your breakthrough is here. This is your reset. You've made the decision. The old version of you is gone, and a new identity is born. But here's the thing. You can't just stop there. The next step, the critical step, is rewiring the beliefs that have kept you locked in the past. You've been living in a reality built on old beliefs, old patterns, and old ways of thinking. And to create the life you want, to step into the next level of your potential, you must reprogram your subconscious mind. Your subconscious doesn't care what's true. It doesn't care if you've always believed you were not enough. It doesn't care if you've been conditioned to doubt your ability. The subconscious mind is like a sponge. It simply absorbs whatever it's repeatedly exposed to. That's the key. The moment you understand that your mind will accept whatever it's fed, you gain control. Think about it. Every day, you've been feeding your mind with doubts, with limitations, with I can't and I'm not ready. And what's it done for you? It's kept you stuck. It's kept you locked in the same place, reinforcing the prison of excuses you've built for yourself. But what if you fed it something different? What if you started to repeat to yourself, I am capable, I am worthy, I have what it takes? What if you flooded your subconscious with new beliefs, new thoughts, new standards that align with the person you're becoming? The power of repetition is where transformation begins. Look at the giants of history. Look at men like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and Charles Schwab. All of them were faced with failure. All of them were told no, yet they didn't let those moments define them. Instead, they used repetition, mental programming, as the key to their success. Henry Ford, for instance, had an idea. Everyone told him it couldn't work, that it was too big, too ambitious, but he kept telling himself over and over again, I will build this. I will make the car affordable for everyone. His belief, repeated daily, became his reality. It wasn't just the car that Ford built. It was a new identity. He reprogrammed his mind to see himself as a creator, an innovator, someone who could bring the impossible into existence. Then there's Thomas Edison. Imagine the man who invented the light bulb. Not on his first try, not on his second, not even on his 100th, but he didn't stop. He didn't let failure stop him. He said, I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That was his belief, his truth. He didn't let his mind get caught up in negativity or self-doubt. Instead, he conditioned his subconscious to see every failure as a lesson, every attempt as a step closer to success. And Charles Schwab, one of the wealthiest men in the world at the time, had an idea. He knew that it wasn't just about the physical work, it was about mental work. Schwab would say to himself every day, I am the best at what I do. I am the most capable. My success is inevitable. He would tell himself that over and over, and with time, his belief in his own success became the driving force of his life. What do all these men have in common? They used the power of autosuggestion, speaking their desired reality into existence. They used repetition to rewire their minds, to anchor their new identity in place, and they aligned their actions with their thoughts. Now it's your turn. You've made the decision to change, but the key to sustaining that change is to speak your new reality into existence every single day. It's about declaring, this is who I am now, not once, but repeatedly, over and over, until your subconscious has no choice but to accept it as your truth. Every morning when you wake up, say this to yourself, I am capable of achieving greatness. I am worthy of success. I have everything I need to thrive. I can overcome any challenge that comes my way. Say it loud. Say it with conviction. The more you say it, the more your mind will believe it. And the more your mind believes it, the more your actions will align with it. Here's the thing. You won't just change your thoughts. You'll change your entire life. Your actions will reflect your new beliefs, and those actions will bring you closer to your goals. You won't just hope for success. You will expect it. You won't just dream of becoming the best version of yourself. You will become it, because your mind has been conditioned to see nothing else. It's all about mental command. The moment you master your thoughts, you master your life. The moment you reprogram your subconscious, you set the course for your success. Now you may be thinking, but what if it doesn't work? What if I've been saying these affirmations and nothing changes? Let me be clear. It will work. It's not about instant results. It's about consistency. The more you repeat it, the deeper it sinks into your subconscious. But it's not just about repetition. It's about belief. You can say these words 100 times a day, but if you don't believe them, if you don't act as if they are true, they will have no power. Here's the secret. The power is in the feeling. When you speak your affirmations, feel them, believe them, see yourself as the person you're claiming to be. Imagine your life as if it's already happening. Step into the identity you're creating for yourself. Your subconscious mind is your greatest ally, but it can only work with what you give it. So feed it the right thoughts. Feed it the belief that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are meant for greatness. Take the first step. Speak your new identity into existence. Declare it to yourself every single day and watch how your life begins to shift. Because the truth is this, your subconscious is the key to everything. Once you start reprogramming it, everything else will follow. You are not limited by your past. You are not limited by your current circumstances. You are only limited by the beliefs you hold about yourself. You have the power to change those beliefs. Now say it aloud. I am powerful. I am capable. I am worthy of everything I desire. And repeat it. You've made the decision. You've rewritten your beliefs. You've reprogrammed your subconscious mind to align with your new identity. But here's where it gets real. The moment of no return. The moment when you have to burn the bridge behind you, because there's no turning back. You cannot serve two identities. One must die. This is the law of no fallback. It's not enough to merely want change. It's not enough to say I'm ready. It's not even enough to think that you're ready. No. You have to make the final irreversible decision to commit, to burn the bridge that leads back to your old self, your old habits, your old excuses. This isn't some casual decision. This is life-altering. This is a complete transformation. You are going to walk away from the version of yourself that clung to comfort, that feared failure, that held on to excuses. You are going to leave them behind. Because here's the thing. You can't walk in two directions at the same time. You can't be the person who makes excuses and the person who takes massive action. You can't be the person who doubts themselves and the person who is unstoppable. One identity must go. Look at history's greatest achievers. Look at people like Napoleon Bonaparte, the general who led armies to victory across Europe. The moment he made the decision to conquer, to rise above his challenges, he burned the bridges behind him. There was no retreat, no fallback. He knew that to win, he had to commit fully, with no option for turning back. Then there's Alexander the Great. When he crossed into Asia Minor with his army, he made a radical decision. He burned the ships. The soldiers were told, there is no retreat, there is only forward. He didn't give them an option to turn back. He didn't leave them a path to return to their old lives. The only option was victory, and that unshakable commitment carried him to greatness. Total commitment is the ultimate key to unlocking your potential. When you commit fully, you eliminate any backup plan. You remove any mental escape route. There's no plan B. There's only plan A, and you will make it happen, or you will die trying. This is the moment of truth, the moment where your excuses, your fears, your doubts, and your comfort zones all must be sacrificed. Because you can't move forward until you burn the bridge. You can't break free from the prison of excuses until you make that irrevocable decision to let go of the past and step into your future. If you want to reach your highest potential, you have to make the decision to commit fully, no fallback. It's not about trying, it's about deciding. You've got to make a decision so clear, so strong, that every cell in your body believes it. You've got to say, I've already decided. There's no going back. This is where most people fail. They hesitate. They leave room for doubt. They leave the door open for failure, but not you. You are closing that door forever. And here's what happens when you make that decision. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for the right time or the perfect conditions. You stop wondering, what if it doesn't work? You burn the bridge and you walk forward, knowing that the only option now is success. This is where the real power lies. You've already decided that you are not going back. And once you make that commitment, something shifts inside you. The universe will start moving to align with your decision. Opportunities you never thought possible will begin to appear. People you need will start showing up. The doors that once seemed closed will open. Because this is how the world works. It doesn't respond to hesitation. It doesn't respond to half-hearted commitment. It responds to those who show up, who make bold decisions, who commit fully to their vision. And here's the truth. The only way to commit is to cut all other options. If you want to succeed, you cannot afford to entertain the thought of failure. If you want to be great, you cannot hold on to your old identity. You must burn the bridge that leads you back to your comfort zone, your excuses, your fears. Commitment means you've already decided. It's a mindset, not a feeling. It's not about hoping for success. It's about expecting it. It's not about trying. It's about doing. Every single day, with no exceptions, no fallback. It's like this. I've already decided. That's your mantra now. Every time fear creeps in, every time doubt raises its ugly head, you repeat it. I've already decided. Every time you feel like quitting, every time you think about turning back, you say it again. I've already decided. It's not up for negotiation anymore. Your identity has shifted. Your commitment is absolute. You are the person who has already decided to succeed. You are the person who will do whatever it takes. There is no going back. There is only forward. So say it loud. Say it with conviction. I've already decided, and move forward like your life depends on it. Because it does. You've made the decision. You've burned the bridges. You've committed. Now it's time to tap into the most powerful resource you have, the people around you. You become like the minds you align with. The people you choose to surround yourself with will either elevate you or drag you down. The environment you immerse yourself in will either propel you toward greatness or anchor you in mediocrity. If you want to reach the highest levels of success, you can't do it alone. You need a mastermind circle, a group of like-minded individuals who are on the same path, who hold you accountable, who challenge you to rise higher every single day. This is not just about finding people who support you. It's about finding people who push you, who demand more from you, who will question your comfort zone and encourage you to shatter it. This is the power of the mastermind. The concept of the mastermind is not new. Napoleon Hill wrote about it extensively in Think and Grow Rich. He spoke about how the greatest men in history were all part of a mastermind. It wasn't just their individual genius that led to their success. It was the collective power of the minds they aligned with. Take Andrew Carnegie, for example. He built an empire, but he didn't do it alone. He surrounded himself with powerful minds, men like Charles Schwab, who became one of the most successful businessmen of his time, and J.P. Morgan, who revolutionized the financial world. These men didn't just work together, they thought together, acted together, and held each other accountable for their success. Your environment is the key to unlocking your potential. If you continue to spend your time with people who are complacent, who settle for less, who make excuses, then you will be stuck in that energy. You will be held back by the very people you surround yourself with. But if you make the decision to surround yourself with high-performing individuals, with people who are on a mission, who are driven by excellence, everything changes. Your energy shifts. Your mindset expands. Your actions become bolder. Your vision becomes clearer. and your success becomes inevitable. The law of proximity is real. You will become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to be great, you need to clean house. You need to cut out the negativity, the energy drains, the people who hold you back, and you need to make room for the ones who elevate you. This doesn't mean abandoning your friends or family. It doesn't mean cutting people out of your life without reason. It means consciously deciding who you allow into your inner circle. It means choosing to align with those who are where you want to be, or even further ahead. You need to surround yourself with people who can teach you, challenge you, and help you grow. You may not have access to the top minds in the world just yet, but you can start with what's available to you. Find mentors, coaches, and like-minded individuals who share your vision. Find the people who will hold you to a higher standard. And if they don't exist in your immediate environment, you must create it. Seek them out. Build your circle. This is the power of the mastermind. It's about creating an environment where ideas flourish, where success is the norm, where every individual is striving to be better, faster, and more focused. But it's not just about finding the right people. It's about being the right person. You have to show up as the person who is worthy of being in that circle. You have to bring value. You have to show that you are committed to growth, that you are focused on becoming the best version of yourself. You cannot expect others to raise you up if you aren't willing to elevate yourself first. Look at the people you're spending time with. Are they challenging you? Are they pushing you to be better? Or are they letting you stay comfortable? Are they feeding your dreams? Or are they feeding your doubts? Your environment is everything. If you want to rise higher, you need to elevate your surroundings. Here's the reality. If you don't change your environment, you'll keep getting the same results. But if you align yourself with powerful minds, with people who demand more from themselves and from you, everything will change. Your performance will level up. Your results will multiply. Your vision will expand. This is the law of influence. The people you surround yourself with influence. The way you think, the way you act, and the way you perform. If you want to become a high performer, you must start by aligning yourself with high performers. This is your challenge now. Clean up your environment. Remove the weak energy. Eliminate the distractions. Cut out the people who don't support your vision, and replace them with those who challenge you to grow. And as you do this, make a bold declaration. I do not allow weak energy in my atmosphere. This is your new standard. This is your new way of living. You will only allow in people who match your vision. You will only allow in people who challenge you, who inspire you, who make you better. No more settling. No more compromising. You are the product of your environment. So if you want to become the best version of yourself, you need to create the environment that supports that version. You need to curate your surroundings, both physical and mental, so that every day you're surrounded by greatness. Your mastermind circle is waiting. Your environment is ready to be transformed. But the question is, are you ready to make the changes necessary to step into your highest potential? Say it loud. I do not allow weak energy in my atmosphere, and act like you mean it. If you want to be extraordinary, you must operate on a higher level. You must do what others won't, so you can become who others can't. But here's the truth. It's not about doing more just to get ahead. It's not about over-delivering for the sake of recognition or rewards. It's about building a new identity, a new standard for who you are. A high performer doesn't just meet expectations. They exceed them, consistently. This is the law of over-delivery. When you start to operate on this level, you'll notice something powerful. Your entire identity will shift. You will stop doing things out of obligation or for validation. You will start doing things because it's who you are. You will become the person who goes above and beyond without a second thought. Take a look at some of the most successful people in history. Men like Andrew Carnegie, Charles Schwab, and Henry Ford. They didn't rise to greatness by doing the bare minimum. They didn't get to the top by delivering just enough to get by. They over-delivered every single time. Andrew Carnegie was the ultimate example of over-delivery. He built his empire by giving more value than anyone expected. He knew that the key to lasting success wasn't just about making money. It was about creating relationships, creating value, and going above and beyond what anyone could imagine. Charles Schwab, who became one of the wealthiest men in America, understood this principle as well. He didn't just run a steel company. He ran it with an intense focus on exceeding every expectation, both his own and those of his employees and clients. He was known for over-delivering on every project, for every deal. He wasn't just interested in making profit. He was interested in creating an identity of excellence. And then there's Henry Ford. Ford revolutionized the way the world produced goods, but he didn't stop there. Ford over-delivered on his vision for the automobile. He made cars affordable, reliable, and accessible to the everyday person, not just the wealthy elite. He didn't just meet expectations, he exceeded them. And in doing so, he transformed an entire industry. Now it's your turn. If you want to break through to the next level, you have to adopt this mindset. You have to start seeing yourself as someone who doesn't just meet expectations but surpasses them. And this isn't about overworking or burning yourself out. It's about going beyond what's expected as a natural expression of your identity. Over-delivery isn't about doing things just for the reward. It's about being so aligned with your highest self that giving more becomes automatic. You must give more in everything you do, not because you have to, but because it's who you are. The people who stand out in this world, the ones who rise to the top, are the ones who consistently over-deliver. They don't wait to be asked. They don't wait to be recognized. They act in alignment with their identity of excellence. And that's the key, identity-based excellence. Your actions are a reflection of who you believe you are. If you believe you are a high performer, a leader, a creator of value, your actions will reflect that. You won't even have to think about it. It will be in everything you do. But here's the catch. Most people are stuck in a cycle of just enough. They do the bare minimum because they're waiting for the perfect moment, the right conditions, or external validation. They wait for recognition, but in doing so, they miss the real opportunity to build their identity. To become great, you have to redefine your standards. You have to operate as if your success is already certain. This means consistently going above and beyond, even when no one is watching. It means doing what others won't do, and doing it without expecting anything in return. When you adopt this mindset, something powerful happens. You stop working for approval. You stop working for validation. You stop doing things because you're hoping someone will notice. You do it because it's who you are. You become someone who over-delivers by default. It becomes part of your identity. Ask yourself this: what would it look like if I always over-delivered in every area of my life? What would it look like if in every interaction, in every project, in every task, you gave 10% more? Not for external validation, not for recognition, but because it's your standard, because you've decided that this is the identity you're stepping into. I exceed expectations because it's who I am. Say it with me. I exceed expectations because it's who I am. This becomes your mantra. You don't wait for the perfect conditions. You don't wait for others to set the bar. You set the bar higher, and then you exceed it. You become someone who operates at a level of excellence that's unmatched. And the result? You rise above the crowd. You stand out. You don't just do what's expected. You redefine what's possible. You create a new standard for yourself. Here's the truth. Success is inevitable when you commit to exceeding expectations. You stop playing small. You stop following the crowd. You stop doing things out of obligation. And you start showing up as someone who has already decided that excellence is the only option. So here's your challenge. What would happen if you started operating from the belief that over-delivery is your default? What would happen if every day you showed up as someone who exceeds expectations because that's simply who you are? Say it loud. I exceed expectations because it's who I am. And then act like it. The truth is, transformation isn't just a one-time event. It's a process that requires daily repetition, unwavering faith, and decisive action. Your success isn't a result of just one brilliant idea or a single act of courage. It's the culmination of consistent action, rooted in a deep belief in your own identity. Repetition is the language of the subconscious. You've made the commitment. You've burned the bridges. You've decided to exceed expectations. Now you must reinforce this new identity every single day. Every action, every thought, every decision must be a reflection of the person you are becoming. You see, the mind doesn't change overnight. It's not enough to declare your new identity once and expect the world to shift instantly. The subconscious mind needs constant reinforcement. It needs repetition. It needs you to affirm, again and again, that this new identity is now your reality. Think about Napoleon Hill's teachings. He often spoke about the power of autosuggestion and the need to repeat affirmations in order to reprogram the mind. He understood that your subconscious doesn't care what's true. It only listens to what's repeated, and so you must repeat it every day. Every moment, your mind needs to hear it again and again until your new identity becomes automatic. You need to repeat it so many times that it's no longer just words, it becomes a part of you. But repetition alone isn't enough. You need to pair it with faith in action. Faith without works is dead. You can repeat all the affirmations you want, but if you don't back them up with action, they mean nothing. Faith is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Faith isn't a passive belief. Faith is an active force. It's the force that drives you to get up every day, to take action even when you don't see the results immediately. Faith is what keeps you moving forward when the world tells you to quit. It's what pushes you to take the next step, even when the path ahead seems unclear. Think of Thomas Edison, who failed countless times before he created the light bulb. Every failure, every setback, only strengthened his faith. He didn't give up after 10, 50, or 100 attempts. He didn't stop after everyone told him he was wasting his time. He kept going because he believed in his vision, and he acted on that belief every single day. Or consider Henry Ford again. His faith in the automobile revolution wasn't just a thought. It wasn't a hope. It was a belief that led to action. He took that faith and turned it into thousands of cars, millions of jobs, and the transformation of an entire industry. This is how your faith will manifest in your life. Not in passive thoughts, not in dreams, but in action. Every decision you make, every moment you spend, must be aligned with your new identity. If you say you are a high performer, you must take high-performing actions. If you say you are a person who exceeds expectations, your actions must exceed expectations. Repetition and faith are what will lock in your new identity. They will create the habit of success. Every time you act in alignment with your new identity, you are strengthening it, reinforcing it, making it unshakable. But it doesn't stop there. It's not just about doing the work. It's about acting as if. You have to act like it's already done. You have to walk like you're already the person you're becoming. Speak like it, think like it, feel like it, and most importantly, live like it. Faith in action means walking in the direction of your goal, even when the goal is still a distant dream. When you step into your new identity, you are not waiting for the results to show up first. You are acting as if the results are already a done deal. You are walking as if you have already achieved your goal. You are living in the end result, right now. This is the final lock-in. This is the moment when everything you've been working on comes together. When you truly embody the person you've decided to become. It's not something that will happen in the future. It's happening now. You are already the person you've been striving to be. And now you act like it. Say it with me. I act like it's done. I walk like it's already mine. This is your new reality. You've already decided, you've committed, you've over-delivered, and now you're walking it out every single day. Your new identity is not just something you hope to achieve. It is something you are living right now. And as you continue to repeat your affirmations, as you continue to act in alignment with your vision, you'll begin to see the world shift around you. Opportunities will open up. People will begin to notice your transformation. Your results will multiply. But here's the most powerful part. The world will wonder what changed. You don't owe them answers. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to justify it, because you are the answer. And when the world wonders how you've transformed, you won't have to say a word. Your actions, your presence, your results will speak for themselves. This is the moment. This is the lock-in. And now your work is to walk forward with absolute confidence, knowing that you've already become the person you were always meant to be. Say it loud. I act like it's done. I walk like it's already mine. And let the world catch up.